Big doings for us today. The second generation of the Cruz family takes a stand in the Garrison show. We welcome Ted Cruz, Senator Ted Cruz, to the show, and it would only say very briefly that we were honored to have your father as our first guest from the Cruz family a year or two ago, and it was a pleasure then. And I guess I can say welcome back to the Cruz family. Good morning.
Well, fantastic, Greg. Thank you very much, and it's good to be back, even if vicariously.
Let's do this. I know that your time is brief, and I'm really grateful to you. Anytime we get people that are at the spot you're in, time is precious stuff, and there's only 29 hours a day and 8 days in the week, so I know you don't have a lot of time. I want to go foreign affairs, foreign policy, sure. Most specifically the Middle East and Israel. We've had two presidents in a row, one of whom has been, this most recent one, outrageously antagonistic toward our only ally in the region. And the one before him, George W. Bush, who started out okay, but folded up like a cheap card table when they really needed him. Talk to me about the sort of the alchemy of how things are working over there. You got to look at Syria and what's happened in Iraq. Sure. Israel's the only ally we got, but they seem not to be able to count on us anymore. How would you, as president, carry that forward?
Well, Greg, you're exactly right. If you look at the last 7 years, President Obama has abandoned our friends and allies and has shown weakness and appeasement to our enemies. Every region of the world has gotten worse. When it comes to Israel, this is the most anti-Israel administration in the history of the country. And, you know, that is profoundly dangerous. If I'm elected president, America will stand unapologetically with the nation of Israel. Israel is a strong, reliable, vital ally. Israel is a liberal democracy that shares our values. The alliance with Israel benefits American national security interests. And, you know, I have to note, Greg, this is an issue on which there is a significant disagreement between me and Donald Trump. Donald Trump has said if he were elected president, he would be neutral between Israel and the Palestinians. If I am president, I will not be neutral. We will stand with Israel. And the fact that Donald Trump buys into the moral relativism of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, treating Israel as morally equivalent to Islamic terrorists who are trying to kill us, I think that is a profound mistake.
We're relatively familiar with the country, been there 3-4 times, and had the opportunity and the honor to interview even up to Mr. Netanyahu at one point. And what I come away with every time when I've been there is these people are stalwart. They yes. are brave, but they are bone weary.
Yes. Since
1948, they need an ally. Talk to me about, you know, they've got Syria and Lebanon to worry about. And I don't even know if the Saudis can be trusted any further. We can throw the grand piano. I don't know at this point. But talk to me about what we do to shore them up, to make sure they know that they're not by themselves anymore.
Well, you look, for example, at military aid to Israel. I joined with a number of other senators this week in calling on President Obama to increase the military aid to Israel. Now, that is a pretty significant difference from where Donald Trump is. Donald Trump has suggested we should reduce our military aid to Israel and make them pay for it, quote, big league. I think that's really short-sighted because the military aid to Israel produces enormous benefits to America, national security benefits. Their intelligence services are incredibly effective, and they work very closely with us. They have agents in places we could never get our own agents into places that the Israeli intelligence is able to go. That benefits us defeating radical Islamic terrorism. It's an incredibly cost-effective way of defending America, getting that intelligence. As president, I will increase the military assistance in order to protect both Israel and protect America. You also look at missile defense. They have Iron Dome, they have David Sling, they have an incredible missile defense system that we've worked with them in developing. We need to be expanding our missile defense here in America, and that technological partnership is a very powerful and beneficial thing for the United States of America.
All right. Now, obviously, we can't talk about the Middle East. We can't talk about the mess over there without talking about immigration.
Sure.
Both with regard to God knows what the president wants to bring in here and who in this coming year, and also the southern border.
Yep.
I've searched my own archives as best I can to find out where Ted Cruz said that he was in favor of amnesty, and I can't find it in any place. But people keep saying it's true. I want you to address that. Talk borders, talk immigration, and talk the security of the United States.
We are facing a crisis with illegal immigration. If I'm elected president, we will secure the borders, and we will end illegal immigration. I have a very, very detailed 11-page immigration plan on my website, tedcruz.org, tedcruz.org. It lays out chapter and verse exactly how we're going to do it. Let me tell you what we're going to do, Greg. We're going to build a wall. We're going to triple the Border Patrol. We're going to increase fourfold the fixed wing and rotary wing aircraft so you can monitor, and whenever there's any attempted incursion, boots on the ground can be directed to stop it. We're going to put in place a strong E-Verify system at the workplace so nobody can get a job without proving they're here legally. We'll put in place a biometric exit-entry system on visas so people can't overstay their visas. We will end sanctuary cities, and let me tell you how we're going to do that. We're going to do that by cutting off federal taxpayer dollars to any jurisdictions that defy federal immigration laws. And we're going to end welfare benefits for those here illegally. And, you know, what's critical in immigration, listen, I think the people of Indiana, like people across the country, care very much about securing our borders as a national security matter, as a law enforcement matter, and also as an economic matter to stop driving down wages and taking away the jobs of American citizens. The question on this issue is who actually has a proven record of standing and fighting to stop amnesty. And if you care about illegal immigration, the moment that was a time for choosing was 2013, the battle over the Gang of Eight amnesty bill. I led the fight against amnesty, against the Gang of Eight in Congress, and we defeated it in Congress. That is one of the reasons why so many Democrats and so much of Republican leadership were so angry with me, is that I stood with the American people and we defeated amnesty. And, you know, it's really striking, Greg. Even though Donald Trump talks a lot about immigration now on the campaign trail, in 2013, during the Gang of Eight fight, Donald Trump was funding 5 of the 8 members of the Gang of Eight. He gave over $50,000 to the open border liberals that were pushing for amnesty. And in my book, you cannot support open border Democrats for 40 years, as Donald Trump has done, and then somehow claim to oppose illegal immigration. Instead, if you want someone to fix this problem, we need someone who has a proven record of actually leading the fight against amnesty and winning.
Well, it's a huge issue in Indiana, as are jobs and the economy.
Yes.
We have suffered slings and arrows, but we've just finished 8 years. Well, we just finished 8 years of Mitch Daniels. We got 4 years of Mike Pence under our belts, and these guys beat the bushes for work for us. Talked about how we can build ourselves back up, and instead of some kind of, I want to think we can force folks not to do it. How do we make it so that our companies want to stay here?
You're absolutely right. I think this next election is about 3 issues: jobs, freedom, and security. My number one priority as president will be jobs and economic growth, bringing jobs back to America. So how do we get it done? You know, what Ronald Reagan understood, and actually what JFK understood before him, is that when you cut taxes and you reduce the regulatory burdens on small businesses, that the result is millions and millions of new high-paying jobs. Small businesses are the heart of our economy. As president, I will repeal every word of Obamacare. We will pass a simple flat tax and abolish the IRS. We're going to rein in the regulators, the EPA that is waging a war on coal and killing thousands of coal jobs here in Indiana, and the federal regulators that are hammering small businesses. And we're going to stop amnesty and end sanctuary cities. And the effect of all of that is going to be to bring millions and millions of new high-paying jobs back to America, to bring jobs back from China, back from Mexico, to bring manufacturing jobs back to the state of Indiana, and to raise wages for working men and women. We can do that if we reduce the burdens of Washington on small businesses.
You're singing my song. I leave this place every day and go to a small business, a law firm that I've had for 40-some years, and they just crush us every way they can. I know you've got to get going. You're probably long anyway at this point. Senator Cruz, we thank you so much for your time. Hope we get a chance to come back and visit again. You're always welcome. God bless you, my friend.
Well, Greg, thank you. And we're barnstorming the state on our bus tour all across Indiana. I'm with my two daughters, Caroline and Catherine. If you want to find out where we'll be, go to tedcruz.org, tedcruz.org. Would love for you to come join us in a town hall, a rally, shake your hand, ask me a question, just have a chance to visit, and I would love to earn your support because the Indiana primary, the entire country is watching, and it is pivotal for the direction of the nation.
It's a great state, Senator. It is a great place to live. God bless, my friend.
God bless
Thank you so much. Take good care.